Hello, my lovely cello players. This is a practice video for Ukrainian bell carol. This piece is pretty straightforward for the cellos. We have one new skill that we need to learn, and then a couple of definitions of vocabulary we need to learn so we know what to do. But other than that, nothing too tricky. The violin players, you might need to be a little bit patient with them. They have several new skills that are a little bit trickier than yours for this particular song, so they might take a little bit longer to learn it. Before we dive in and play the whole song, let's learn that new skill. It's called low 2. Here we go. In order to play this song, we have to learn a couple of new notes. They're F natural and C natural. Now, up until this point, we've always been playing C sharp and F sharp. You might remember that for the last few years, I've been bugging you about making sure that you call it C sharp or F sharp if you have 3 on the D string or 3 on the A string. But in this piece, we are going to play C natural or F natural. That just means it's going to sound a tiny bit lower than C sharp. And whenever you see a C or an F, you're going to play, instead of 3 fingers, you're going to play 2 fingers. We haven't really done this yet. This is a new note. We've been preparing for it. Second finger has been working together with third a whole lot, but now we're just going to play the second finger on its own. So in the beginning, you have F natural, pause the video and go ahead and give that a try. It's F natural, 2 on D, and then open A. Right now, our rhythm doesn't really matter too much. We're just experimenting with playing that second finger. Okay, if you can play second finger, then you are ready to tackle the rest of this piece. I think the best way to get started is for you to just watch and listen and follow along on the notes. Then we'll break it down in a little bit. While you're listening, pay attention to when the music sounds loud or when it sounds soft, and which parts repeat. Here we go. I am going to skip the rests for now. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. And then start at rehearsal letter B. Let me get my metronome started. Skipping to rehearsal letter G. best way for us to learn this song is just to start at the beginning and play through. At the very beginning, you'll see we have this big long bar with a 4 over the top of it. And then we have at rehearsal letter A, a big bar with 8 over the top of it. That just means you're going to rest a whole bunch. You're going to count to 3 4 times, and then you're going to count to 3 8 times. It's easy to get lost here. So let's practice it. 1, 2. Okay, at rehearsal letter B, we have that F natural. So we're going to play 2 fingers on the D string, then we're going to A, back to 2, back to A. It'll sound like this. And then after that, we have the same rhythm pattern, but just on A string 4 times in a row. Let's take a closer look at that part. There's a couple of details that I want to point out to you. First, you might notice that over the 8th notes, there are 2 little dots. You see those? Those mean that we're going to play staccato, short, crispy bows. The other detail I want to point out to you is at rehearsal letter B, we have a little MF there, and 4 measures later, you'll see an F. Those tell you how loud or soft to play. Those are called dynamics. So at letter B, we have MF, which means mezzo forte, which means like medium loud. I think of mezzo forte as like normal volume. So if I just asked you to play a D major scale, you'd probably play it mezzo forte. Then a few measures later, we have that F. That stands for forte, and that means loud. So we're going to play medium, and then we're going to get a little louder. And we're going to play that with the short 8th notes in the middle, staccato 8th notes. Listen first, and then you can pause and practice. Okay, moving on. At letter C, we have that most famous melody from this song that you've heard the violins. By this point in the piece, you will have heard the violins play it. So you're kind of echoing them a little bit. We have a C, which is going to be 2, and then back to B, and then C, and then open A. Notice we have 2 Fs underneath here. That stands for fortissimo. Fortissimo means play really, really loud. So you're going to really push in, go crazy on that part. Play loud. And at letter D, it continues, but you'll see that there is just 1 letter F, forte. So we're going to be a little less loud there. So the tricky part about this section is that we can't get lost. We have to play it 4 times in rehearsal letter C, another 4 times rehearsal letter D, so you can count to 4 2 times, or you can just count to 8. Either one works. Let's try that. Good. Hopefully that bow stroke is working for you. Next, we have 4 measures of dotted half notes. Dotted half notes get 3 beats each. So we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4 dotted half notes. Followed by, at rehearsal letter E, you'll see you have 3 dotted half notes that have this curved line. That curved line is called a tie, and it links all those notes together into one big note. So we're going to play 4 3-beat dotted half notes, and then we're going to play a big 9-beat note. Now, luckily, you'll see at rehearsal letter E, it's got a P underneath it. That stands for piano, and that means we're going to play really softly. So you can go very, very light on your bow, and then just try to hold that bow out for the whole 9 beats. You're going to have to move your bow slowly. Let's back up. I got one more detail I want to point out to you. When we start these half notes, you'll see underneath it says D-I-M. See that? That's called a diminuendo, which means get quieter. So if we zoom out a little bit and look at this whole section, at rehearsal letter D, we start forte. Then when we hit the dotted half notes, we're getting softer. And then letter C, we're going to go all the way down. Excuse me, that's a letter E. I need better glasses. Letter E, we're going to slow down. At rehearsal letter E, we're going to be all the way down to piano. Let's try it. Guess what? We are just about done with this song, believe it or not, because letter F, we have 8 more measures of resting. Letter G starts the same as the beginning. We have F and then A and then F and then A and then 4 open A's, 4 measures of open A. And then at letter H, we have that melody again, that theme, fortissimo, and then at letter I, we're down to forte, so still loud, but not quite as loud as before. And then we have those open A's, dotted half notes, diminuendo, getting softer. And then at J, we have a little bit of extra, which is kind of recycled material. It's similar to what we played earlier, but we're just going to play it a little bit softer, and that finishes up the whole song for us. So let me show you rehearsal letter J, and then we'll go back, play the whole song. Then we'll go back and we'll play the whole second half. Then we'll go back and play the entire first half. So rehearsal letter J, we have that same melody. But when we had it earlier, if you'll recall, we were playing it really loud. Now we're going to play it pretty soft. We're starting at P, piano, softly. And you'll see we have diminuendo there again, getting softer. 4 measures in, we go down to 2 P's, pianissimo, really soft. One more symbol I need to show you. See this little curved line with a dot underneath it? That's called a fermata. You have so many Italian words you're learning today. Fermata means we are going to kind of stretch that note out dramatically. Fermata, usually like the beat kind of stops when we have a fermata and we hold it out dramatically for however long we want. Then you have a measure rest, 1 measure rest. Somebody a long time ago wrote in on this paper a little pair of glasses. You see those glasses? That means that you're going to watch the conductor. That's me. Keep your eyes on me. The violins are going to go bum, bum, bum. And then you're going to play. The violins are going to go bum, 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 bum. And then you're going to hit your A. Give it a little zing at the end. We will practice that part together as an orchestra. Don't worry about it too much for the purposes of this practice. But let's do J to the end. 7, 8, 9, rest, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, etc., etc. I'm going to skip forward to letter G. Now we're going to go back and do the whole first section. So we're going to count a whole bunch. We'll start, we won't do all of it, but here we go. Let's start practicing counting. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Rehearsal A, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, etc., etc. Let's skip to letter B. Low 2. Ready, set, go. Big bow, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3. Good. And now, let's play the very last little bit. Rehearsal letter J. Piano, 2 on the A string. Ready, set, go.